Hello class 10th students. Today we start this chapter from the soil as a resource. But before starting with the soil, I want to tell you how can we conserve the land. There are many ways to solve the problems of land degradation such as afforestation and proper management of grazing can help to some extent. Planting of shelter belts of plants, control on overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes are some of the methods that solve the problem of land degradation. So proper management of wastelands, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and waste after treatment can reduce land and water degradation in industrial and suburban areas. So with the use of these things, afforestation, shelter belts, stabilization of sand dunes, check the land degradation and the control of mining activities, proper discharge of industrial effluents that control the land degradation. Now we start soil as a resource. Most important natural resource. Yes, we all know that soil is most important natural resource because what happened that soil gives us various things to us, as we all know, medium of plant growth and support different types of living organisms on the earth. Takes million of years to form soil up to a few centimeter in length. Now the factors affecting formation of soil: parent rock, climate, vegetation, wind, activity of decomposition, glaciers, organic and inorganic materials, temperature. The soil is a living system and it takes a million of years to form soil up to a few centimeter in depth. So the relief, the parent rock or bedrock, climate, vegetation and other forms of life and time, very important factor in the soil formation. Various forces of nature such as change in temperature, actions of running water, wind and glaciers, activities of decomposers, etc. contribute to the formation of soil. Chemical and organic changes which take place in the soil are equally important. Soil also consists of organic, humus and inorganic materials. Now the classification of soil. Classification on the basis of the color, thickness, chemical and physical properties, texture, age. So on the basis of these things, what type of color of soil is, what thickness of soil, what the chemical and physical properties and the texture, the age. On the basis of these things we have here alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, arid soil and forest soil. Here you can see the map of classification of soil, that forest and mountainous soil in the green color, the region of Jammu and Kashmir, some area of Arunachal Pradesh and here the area of Himalayas. Next, what? The alluvial soil. Alluvial soil in the northern plain areas, some areas of Gujarat and Rajasthan, some in the northeast and some are in the eastern side, eastern coast. Now next is the red and yellow soil. So what here? Odisha, little bit Bengal, then Andhra Pradesh, here Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Here we can see what? The red and yellow soil. Black soil in Rajasthan, then Deccan Trap areas, northwest Deccan Plateau, and black soil famous for the cotton manufacturing. Then laterite soil. Laterite soil in the western coast, some places in the eastern coast, some here in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Okay, then arid soil is in the Rajasthan. So this is the major soil types. Now here alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is very fertile soil. This is the most widely spread and important soil. In fact, the entire northern plains are made up of alluvial soil. These have been deposited by three important rivers, Himalayan rivers, that are the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. The soil are seen in Rajasthan and Gujarat through a narrow corridor. Alluvial soil also found in the eastern coastal plains particularly. Somewhere Mahanadi, Godavari, deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Alluvial soil as a whole are very fertile soil and contains potash, phosphoric acid, lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal and pulse crops. Now here two types of alluvial soil, that is Bangar and Khadar. Bangar is old alluvial soil and Khadar is the new alluvial soil. The Bangar soil has higher concentration of conker nodules than the Khadar. It has more fine particles and is more fertile than the Bangar. Now here black soil. Black soil, that is black in color and also known as rigor soil. Black soil is ideal for the cotton crop and also known as black cotton soil. Climatic conditions along with the parent rock material are the important factors for the formation of black soil. This type of soil is in the Deccan Trap regions spread over north, west, Deccan Plateau, and it made up of lava flows. It covers the plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and extended in the northeast direction along with the Godavari and Krishna valleys. Black soil are made up of extremely clay material, fine clay material, and it is very good in holding capacity of moisture. Capacity to hold moisture, very good capacity. Black soil also rich in soil nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime, and generally poor in phosphoric contents. During hot weather, what happened, deep cracks develops in the black soil, and when the soil is wet, sticky and difficult to work unless tilled immediately. So after the first shower, tilled immediately during the pre-monsoon period. Now come to the red or yellow soil. Red soil develops on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. Oil and red soil also found in parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of the middle Ganga plain and along the Piedmont zone of the Western Ghats. These soil, the red and yellow soil, develop a reddish color. Why? Because due to the diffusion of iron. It gets red color due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. Next is the laterite soil. Has been derived from the Latin word later, which means brick. The laterite soil develops in areas with high temperature and heavy rainfall. This is a result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Humus content of the soil is low because most of the microorganisms, particularly the decomposers like the bacteria, get destroyed due to high temperature. These are mainly found in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh and the hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. Now next is the arid soil. Arid soil, that is from red to brown color and generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. Due to dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster and the lack of humus and moisture, the lower horizon of the soil are occupied by conker because the increasing calcium content downwards, and it is available in the western Rajasthan. After proper irrigation, arid soil become cultivable. Okay, and in some areas of salt content is very high and common salt is obtained by evaporation the water. Now next come the forest soil. Forest soil found in the hilly areas, mountainous areas where sufficient rain are available, means when sufficient rain is available, where we get the forest and on the region of hilly and mountainous areas. Forest soil is loamy and silty in valley side and coarse grained in the upper slopes. In the snow-covered areas of Himalayas, the soil experience denudation and are acidic with low humus content. The soils found in the lower parts of the valleys, particularly on the river terraces and alluvial fans, are fertile. Now come to the next topic, that is soil erosion. Here you can see the picture of soil erosion. What is soil erosion? When the top layer removed of the soil, that is called the soil erosion. Removal of topsoil from one place to another by natural agencies like wind and water, that is called soil erosion. It caused by running water and wind, and the deforestation, overgrazing and unscientific agriculture practices are responsible for a large scale soil erosion. Two types of soil erosion, that is gully erosion and sheet erosion. What is gully erosion? The rainwater, when moves down on an uneven land, scoops away the soil and form deep channels called gullies. This type of erosion, called gully erosion, a land which is broken into many small parts by the gullies, is called badland. A badland is unfit for cultivation and for other economic activities. This is the picture of gully erosion. Okay, deep channels made by the water or wind, that is called the gully erosion. Now what is sheet erosion? Sometimes water flows as a sheet over large areas down a slope. The water takes away the topsoil. This type of erosion is called sheet erosion. Now come to the next topic, that is the soil conservation measures. First is the counter plowing. Plowing along the counter lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slopes. In the pictures you can see that how the counter plowing done. Then what it can help in the erosion to stop the removal of the soil. Next is the terrace farming. Steps can be cut out on the slopes making terrace. Terrace cultivation restricts soil erosion. Terrace farming is generally done in the mountainous areas. Here you can see that in the picture that many steps made by the farmers so that the soil erosion is not so much. Now third one is the strip cropping. Large fields are divided into strips and strips of grasses are left to grow between the crops. This breaks up the force of the wind. This method is called strip cropping. Means between the crops what we make the strips and where we grow the grasses. Okay. So what that stop the soil erosion. Now next is the planting lines of trees to create shelter. Means around the plantations, around the fields where you cultivate your crop, what you can plant the trees. So that trees what helps in the to stop the soil erosion. So this is the overview of the chapter resources and development in 2 parts. Go through the video and understand the chapter carefully. Thank you.